Welcome to this gentle Pilates practice that is designed to support your flow days. So this one is suitable for any time during your menstrual phase, particularly during the early days when you might feel a dip in your energy levels, or you might even be experiencing cramping or some low back pain, maybe other body aches. This practice is very supportive, very gentle, very low impact. So we're trading the intensity for deeper connection, deeper awareness, and kind of that inner core cultivation that can be so soothing during this time. This practice is done completely with body weight only. We're using very grounding postures, and we are starting the practice with a little bit more of an invigorating warm-up. We want to increase circulation and kind of open the pathways for energy to flow before we get into the isolation work and that kind of deeply focused, concentrated effort in the core, the glutes, and the upper body. So for today's practice, all you will need is a mat and your body weight. I encourage you to practice on something of a cushioned surface. We will be spending a lot of time in a tabletop position, so having that little bit of cushion under the knees and shins can be very helpful. If you find that your wrists experience discomfort at all when we're in tabletop position, you might roll up a towel or the edge of your mat just to ease the angle of the wrist slightly to alleviate any discomfort there. I love this type of work for the menstrual phase. It is invigorating without being overly taxing. So you will feel like you have that whole body experience, but without depleting your already limited resources. Menstruation and flow is a very taxing time energetically. It takes the body a lot to shed the lining of the uterus to go through this transition of menstruation. So we are preserving our energy levels while sort of unlocking what's already there. So you should leave this practice feeling grounded, feeling uplifted, and energized. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's begin our practice today in a standing position with your feet about hips-width distance apart. Let the spine lift up tall. Start to connect to your breath. You may close the eyes for a few moments here as you check in. Begin to rock the weight of your body forward and back, side to side, until you feel that center of balance. Allow all of your attention, all of your presence to arrive here with you on the mat. Gently calling in all the parts of yourself that might be elsewhere, that might be distracted. And then as you're ready, if your eyes are closed, gently blink them open. We'll begin connecting body and breath. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. With an exhale, slowly fold, generous bend in the knees. Relax the head and neck. Inhale, halfway lift your spine, stretch the crown of the head forward. And exhale, fold over your legs. Feel that stretch throughout the back. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms with you as you reach overhead. Exhale, let the hands melt down through the heart. Twice more like this, just warming the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Allow the spine to hang heavy. Relax the head and neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sigh it out, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Again, reaching the arms up and overhead. And exhale, let your hands melt down through your heart. One more round like this. Inhaling, reach up. And exhale, fold over your legs. You can start to work the legs in the direction of straight. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, rise to stand. Stretch the arms overhead. And exhale, let your hands melt down through your heart. Relax your arms by your sides. And keep the feet about hips-width distance apart. Pretty narrow stance here. We'll begin with some gentle squats. So as you inhale, come down, and exhale, press the hands behind. Inhale, squat. Exhale, press the arms behind you. Find that equal distribution of weight between all four corners of both feet here. Breathing in and out. start to generate some heat. This can be fast or slow, whatever feels best in your body in this moment. So this is our flow day practice. So really kind of just gauging your energy levels and what your body is calling for in this moment. Now we'll start to change it up. So as you come up next time, take one knee to your chest, squat it down and alternate sides. So this nice gentle march, adding a little bit of balance and strength. Inhale and exhale. We'll take 10 more like this. Take it down for 10, 9, down, and 8. Here's 7 and 6. Squat down, keep the chest elevated. 5. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it down, pulse. So here, this is just our warming flow before we get into our gentle mat practice. So allow that pulse to happen here. Feel the heat in the legs. And then we're going to change things up once again. As you're ready, take the arms overhead and march up. So take one knee into chest, pull the elbows into your sides as you extend that leg long, reach it back up and transition through the squat. Inhale, arms reach, pull the elbows into the side as you extend that leg and come back through center. We inhale, exhale, inhale, and squat through center. Inhale. Exhale, extend, come back through center. You got this. Inhale, reach, starting to warm the hip flexors here. Reach, extend, and come back. As you pull the elbows into your sides, feel the back engage. So shoulders stay relaxed. We're really working the lats to make that movement happen. Last time each side here. Come back through center, reach, extend, come back and pulse it out. One more time. Here we go. Pulse and pulse. Slowly rise up to stand. We'll come to one side of the mat, keeping the feet a little wider than hips width distance this time. And we're going to laterally walk the distance of the mat while moving through floor to ceiling. So it looks like this. We step out, tap the floor, reach up and back down. Reach up and back down. So we're going side to side, traveling the distance of the mat and then turning back. So walking it out, reaching down and up. We'll make 3 trips around the full length of the mat, forward and back. Reach it up and tap the floor. Up and reach. You got this. Stepping back. Connecting with the breath. One more time. Take it forward and up. Step down and up. Down and up. Last time back. Reach. Travel. Cover some ground. Down and up. Down and up. You got it. Nice work. Step the feet nice and wide this time. Toes are facing forward. Simple side lunge with a chest fly. So we reach it out and cross. Take it out wide and cross. Warming the upper body and the inner thighs here. So we cross, stretch the back, and then open the chest. We got this. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Let the legs come a little bit closer together. Straighten out the knees. Reach your arms out to T. We're moving through our windmill next, crossing the body. So we reach out and across, out and across. Reach open and to the opposite foot. Here we go. Let's get 8. Here's 7. Find your breath. 6, 5. Keep the belly drawing in. Here's 4. Last 3. Open. 2. and 1. Find that T shape once again, this time open windmill. So we take one arm up, one arm down, this time to the same side. So we're taking out the cross and really stretching the inseam of the legs here. Let's get 8. Down and up. Here's 7. Down and up. Find 6. Up and down. Here's 5. Just 4 more. Stretching the spine, the sides of the waist. 3. Open. 2. And last 1. Take it out. So we have our feet nice and wide still. We're going to alternate between a lunge and our goddess squat in the center. So we take it to the side. Lunge, come through center, goddess squat, knees wide and up. Other side. Lunge, come through center, goddess squat, knees track over the toes. Lunge, center, goddess squat, that plie. Here we go. So we're pivoting on the toes. Toes turn out, heels turn in through the center, and then they face the same direction in that lunge. Plie and lunge. Last time, each side, squat down, find your lunge. Come through center, plie, and to the other side, reach. Come through center and squat. Slowly straighten the legs out. This time we'll turn over one foot to transition back into downward dog. So we've warmed the body now, and we're slowly going to transition to our isolation strength work, our mat Pilates for the rest of this practice. Find your downward dog first, pedal out your feet, and then we'll start to flow. So as you inhale, come into bear plank, let the knees hover directly under the hips, straighten the spine, lengthen through the crown, and exhale, downward dog. You got this. Inhale, roll the spine forward, knees directly under the hips, and exhale, downward dog. Soften the heart, belly, chest toward the thighs. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale and exhale. So we're slowing the pace here, simply coming forward, finding that engagement in the belly, and then softening into downward dog. 3 more times here. Inhale, bear plank, and exhale, downward dog. Try not to round in the upper back here. Feel that nice length through the spine. Last time, come forward and send it back, downward dog. This time as you come forward, let the knees rest all the way down on the mat. Make sure your shoulders are directly over your wrists. Hips are directly over the knees. From here, we're going to extend the right leg long and tap the toes behind you so you find that strong connection to the mat through the ball mound of the foot. From here, we're going to lift that back leg without popping the hip open, without arching the back. So feel engagement in the glute. Then we touch the toes down, hug left knee into chest, round the upper back, feel the belly engage. Lower the left shin down, inhale, leg extension, and then switch. So we're here alternating between that leg extension and core plank. Try not to, again, arch the lower back as you lift that back leg, but instead focus on the glute work, keeping that back leg nice and long as you engage the lower spine and the glutes. We're here for 4. Hug it in for 3. Breathe out as you hug that knee in. 2. This time, last one, let's hold and pulse. Take the knee down and up, nice and quick. 8, 7, feel the belly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that shin come down. Reach the right leg back nice and long. Let it be level in the horizontal plane. From here, we're going to add a spinal balance. So right hand stays planted, right leg is lifted. We bring the left hand to the back of the head, left elbow nice and wide. See if you can keep the shoulders and hips square to the floor. From here, we'll inhale, inflate the lungs. And then as you exhale, take left elbow and right knee, let them meet in the center. Inhale, re-extend, and exhale, curl in. This is a balance challenge using the obliques, the deep abdominals to support your spinal balance. Curl it in, open up, breathe, and hug in. So we're closing the gap between hip points and low ribs. Let's get 4. Breathe it out. 3. Keep that right shoulder directly over the wrist. 2. Last 1. Take it out and pulse that leg up and up. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Let that right knee come down. We'll start to take the left arm out to the side, nice and long. We're going to thread that left arm under, let it hover. Feel the belly really rotate here. And then as you come up, take the left arm wide, send your right knee out to the side like a fire hydrant. And then we rotate, right knee down, left arm under. Come up, open laterally, arm and leg, and then we wrap it under. You got this. Feel that strength now in the medial glute. So the side, as you work through abduction, taking the knee away from the midline. Let's get 3 more. 3, press through the right finger pads to alleviate any strain on the wrist. Here's 2, open it out. And 1. This time we hold it out and pulse. Pulse that right knee up. Keep that 90-degree bend in the knee. Let's get 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take the left forearm down now and reach that right leg straight back. So you're on the left shin, left forearm. You can spider the right fingertips so that you're on your side. Here, I'm going to create a little bit more space because we'll be sweeping the leg across. So we take that leg up and tap it down directly in front of the left knee. Reach it up and back and sweep it in front. So it's this nice rainbow arc shape that we're taking through the sky, traveling those toes up and around. See if you can keep the left hip nice and stationary. That requires a lot of stabilization effort in that left glute. So we're trying not to let the hips sink back behind or dip forward, but instead we're using that strength, that stability. Find that nice arc through the sky. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Hold it up and circle that back leg. Reach and circle, tiny circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll keep that leg elevated, shift onto the forearms into a sunbird position. So we square the shoulders, square the hips. The shoulders are directly over the elbows here. This time we're going to cross that leg behind and hug the knee to the elbow. So I'll make a little bit more space here. We cross that right toe behind, and then hug right knee to right armpit, right elbow. Cross it back, hug it in. Again, keep the left leg, left hip stable and draw it in. You should feel the glutes speaking to you now. This isolation work. Reach it back and arc through the sky like you're making that rainbow shape behind you and hugging the knee in. Let's get 4, 3, here's 2, and 1. Then pulse it behind, tap and tap. You got it. Lift it back and up. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll slowly come back through center, sway the hips side to side, stretch out the glutes, and come up onto your hands. The right leg stays elevated here. We'll tuck the left toes under, then we'll send that right leg up and back. Let the hip open, bend the knee, keep the shoulders nice and square, just feeling a little bit of a stretch across the inseam of the left leg. Then straighten, come back through center. As you exhale, step your right foot through between your hands. Nice short stance here. We're going to bend the back knee and find our lunge. We reach the arms up and then take them down. So we're going to pulse here. So we'll lower that back knee close to the ground, arms reach up. Exhale, press the arms behind. Inhale, exhale. You got it. We're here. Starting to, again, tap into the deep strength in the legs. Keep the shoulders floating over the hips so the spine is straight up and down. Again, we have sort of that narrow stance, 90-degree bends in both knees. You can give a gentle curl of the tail under, so you're lifting the hip points toward the low ribs. We got this. Reach it back and up. We're here for 8. 7, you got it. Pick up the pace. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll lean forward as we come through that standing position. So we lunge and lean. You're straightening that front leg as you come forward. Reach up, tilt forward. It's a hip hinge. So crown to tail, moving as a unit, lowering into that leaning lunge and then lifting back up together. Let's get 8. Here's 7. 6, you got it. 5, 4, 3, feel the glute in that front leg. 2, and 1. Hold that leaning lunge. We're going to reach the arms forward, and now we tuck that back knee in. It can be slow or fast. Reach and pull that knee to the chest. Here we go. I know your standing leg is starting to get tired. Let's get 8, 7, 6, pick up the pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that knee in. We'll reach back through airplane, arms extend, bend that knee, hug the heel to the sitting bone, and then we come into our leaning lunge once again. So we lift up, bend the knee, leaning lunge, arms reach, come up, airplane, bend the knee, back and down. If you lose your balance, you can always bring the hands to the floor to bend that knee back, reach, come forward, bend the knee, hug the heel to sitting bone, and leaning lunge. Here we go. Last 3. Bend, extend, leaning lunge. Last 2. Airplane. Bend the knee, down and back. Last 1. Bend and reach. Come through your leaning lunge. Let the hands touch down. Step the feet to downward dog. Sway your hips from side to side. Pedal out the feet. You can let your knees touch down for a moment in a tabletop position and just allow that stretch in the outer glutes. I know you're feeling that first side after our first round of isolation work for the glutes. To transition here between sides, we're going to come into our tabletop position. You can walk the hands slightly forward so that the wrists are ahead of the shoulders. And we're simply going to alternate between elbow taps and a tricep push-up. So we wrap the inner upper arm bones forward in space, micro bend in the elbows. We'll tap the elbows back, come through center, push up, hug the elbows into your sides. Come up, tap the elbows, back through center, and lower down. The knees stay grounded here. We're really focusing that work in the triceps and chest. Tap the elbows back, forward, push up through center. You got it. Keep the belly strong, drawing in, coiling to the center. Let's get 4 more. 4, up and back. Come through center. There's 3. Come up, tap the elbows, keep them in parallel tracks. Try not to let the elbows wing out. Here's 2. Tap through center and down. Last 1. Tap and come up through tabletop. Sway the hips and take a deep breath here. In and out through the nose. We'll begin our second side now with the left leg stretching back. So stretch that left leg back, connect the toes to the mat, press through the ball mound of your foot. The wrists are directly under the shoulders. Keep that spine nice and long, crown of the head stretching forward. We're going to lift that leg up, hug the right knee in. Left leg up, right knee in. Again here, trying to avoid the overarching in the lower back and instead rely on the strength of the glutes to lift that leg, to get that extension. Breathe in and out. Find that rhythm, that pace that works for you. Let's be here for 4. Here's 3. If you remember what's coming, get ready. 2 and 1. Let's hold and pulse for 8, 7. Feel the belly. 6. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that right shin come down. Left leg extends once again. This time, right hand comes to the back of the head. Elbow is nice and wide. Square the shoulders, square the hips. Big inhale breath. And then as you exhale, curl left knee to right elbow, round in. Open it up, inhale, and exhale. Adding the element of balance here. Left shoulder stays over the left wrist. We keep hips and shoulders square to the mat. So try to avoid letting the shoulders or the hips pop open. Breathe here in as you extend and out as you come in. Let's get 4. Here's 3. Last 2. And 1. Hold it out. Let's pulse it up. That back leg up for 8, 7. Tiny pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your left knee come down. Keep your right arm out. I'm going to create a little more space coming to the left side of the mat. Let's extend that right arm long. So we wrap it under like you're reaching for your left shoulder, hover. And then as you come up, right arm comes out, left knee comes out in that fire hydrant shape. We rotate under, hover, come up and open out. Arm and leg to the side. You'll feel your belly really fire up to create that stability in the asymmetrical balance posture. Here we go. Open it out. Come through center, wrap it under. You got this. And wrap it under. Let's get 4 more. 4, out and under. Here's 3, open and under. Last 2, breathe and rotate. Last 1, open it out. Here, let's pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to keep that left leg out. Take your right forearm to the mat. Spider your left fingertips. Now, keep your right shin grounded. Send your left leg back behind you. We're going to work through those leg arcs through the sky. So we take the toes forward like you're reaching for your left wrist, and then up and back. So create that nice big arc through the sky. Tap the toes and back. Notice your right hip. Can you keep it stationary? Try to avoid leaning forward and back. It will move a little bit naturally to facilitate the range of motion, but how much can you stabilize by anchoring that right shin to the mat? Reach it up and back. You got this. Tap the toes and reach back. Glutes on fire. We got this. Let's get 4. Tap and 3. Send it back. 2. Last 1. Reach it up and circle the toes. Tiny circles back behind you for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that leg extended. Let's lower onto forearms. Square the hips so you're in the sunbird shape. Elbows are directly under the shoulders. And this time we're tapping the leg behind and across. So we take the left toes to the right and then come out. Hug that left knee to left elbow. So that big arc through the sky and then that side bend. Feel the obliques working here to hug that knee toward the left arm. Cross it back behind and hug. You got this. Keep the right shin nice and even, nice and straight. Let's get 4. Across, big arc. 3. You got it. Keep the toes pointed. 2. And last 1. Take that leg behind you and tap for 8. 7, 6. We got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that left leg extending. Slowly rise up onto the hands. Tuck your right toes under. Send your left leg up and back, one-legged downward dog. You can bend the left knee, let the hip open, but really try to keep the shoulders square and spacious. So we lift the shoulder blades toward the hips to create lots of space in the neck. Come back through center, re-extend the left leg, and step your left leg through between your hands. Find that nice short stance so that as you bend your right knee back, you have 90-degree bends in both legs. So we're going to come down into that lunge, arms reach. Exhale, both legs straighten, arms press back. Inhale, exhale. Find that slightly quicker pace. Nice strong lunge here, shoulders floating over the hips, 90-degree bends in both knees. Feel a little bit of a hug of the inner thighs to the midline as you come up. That will help stabilize this lunge. Let's get 8, 7, we're here for 6, 5, 4, turning to our leaning lunge next, 3, there's 2, and 1. Let's lean it forward. Come back. Lean, stretch the arms back, straighten both legs, and hinge at the hips. Feel that strength in the back. You got this. For 4, down, and 3. Reach up. Here's 2, down, and 1. Pause here. We're going to reach the arms overhead and hug that back knee in as you take the hands back. Reach and hug. You can pick up the pace here just slightly. Feel that power in the front leg. I know it's getting tired. Let's get 8, 7, 6, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it in. Let's reach through airplane. Arms reach, bend the knee, come back through leaning lunge. So here, we reach into airplane, bend the knee, hug right heel to sitting bone, and back through your leaning lunge. Hinge it forward, bend the knee, and come back. I know that left leg is tired. Come forward, bend, keep that right thigh lifting, leaning lunge. Last one here. Come forward, bend, and leaning lunge. Take your hands to the earth, step into downward dog. Pedal out your feet, sway the hips from side to side. So I know you're feeling the glutes. Let's let the knees touch down for a moment. And again, just sway the hips nice and easy from side to side to feel that outer hip stretch. And now we're transitioning again further down to the mat. We'll lower onto the belly in a moment. Once you feel that release of any residual tension in the hips, maybe come through a puppy pose or child's pose. And as you're ready, we'll lower all the way down to the mat. Pillow your hands beneath your forehead. We'll take the knees out wide into a frog shape. Hug the heels and the soles of the feet together. This is our starting position. We're going to alternate between an upper body lift and then a lower body lift. So it looks like this. We exhale. Hug elbows to your sides, lift your chest, soften the shoulders, come down, and then we lift thighs and lower body off the mat, squeeze the glutes. So we're alternating. Upper body lift, come down, lower body lift. Breathe out. Inhale as you come down. Exhale to lift. Keep the inner edges of the feet, the big toes and the heels married together so they're pressing into each other the entire time. Lift up. You'll feel this in the glutes and all the way through the spine. So those beautiful rivers of the spine that help support your posture, that keep you upright. Let's get 3 more. 3. Here's 2. Last 1. And slowly release it down. You can windshield wiper your legs side to side here, releasing the glutes. And then we'll roll onto the right side of your body. Extend your bottom arm long so that you're resting your head on that bottom arm, and then bring your left arm or your top arm out in front, spider the fingers so you have this nice space of support. We're going to glue the legs together. So ball mounds of the feet, inner edges of the feet, inner thighs, inner knees. Stay glued together, stacking shoulders and hips. We're simply going to lift and lower. Lift the legs and lower. You should feel the belly and the inner thighs here firing up. We lift and lower. Breathe out as you lift. Take it up and down. Up and down. You got it. Last 4 like this. 3. Last 2. And 1. Hold the legs up and then just scissor the bottom leg up and up for 8. 7. You got it. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent work. You can set those legs down for a moment. Bend your knees. We'll slowly rise up into a half plank, half side plank position. So hips are stacked, knees are bent. We're going to reach the arms up and the top arm up and over as we open the knees. So it's a clamshell as we lift up, and then we slowly lower down. We reach up, open the knees, and come down. Keep the inner edges of the feet glued together. It's just this clamshell motion, reaching up and over. You'll feel the outer glutes and the side waist working. Let's get 8. Down and up. Squeeze the glutes. 7. 6. Nice deep breath. 5. You got it. Here's 4. Last 3. Here's 2. And last 1. Take it up. You can lower the knees here. Simple side body stretch. Enjoy that for a moment. Maybe reach the arm overhead. And slowly come down. We're going to turn onto a seat next. I want you to come into sort of a boat pose position, but the feet are going to be grounded. We're going to lean slightly back until you feel your belly engage. I want you to focus on drawing the navel back toward the spine by lifting the hip points and the low ribs together, closing that gap, but stretching up through the heart. Bring your palms to touch out in front. We're simply going to open and twist. So open to a T, nice. Come back through center and twist. Open out. Come through center and reach. You got this. Keep the chest elevated, but keep the belly hugging in. Reach, open, and back through center. We got this. Reach. Imagine someone pressing your back palm open, but keep the chest nice and lifted so we're not rounding the upper back. You should feel the low belly really engage here. Try to avoid puffing the low ribs, low belly. Let's get one more time each side. And then let's pulse for 8, 7, tiny pulse, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center. Let's take your hands behind you here. You can step your feet slightly in closer. Hug the elbows toward each other behind you so that your wrists are directly under the shoulders. Fingers are facing your heels. Simple upward table dips here. So we lift up, curl the tail up into that upward table position, and then slowly lower down. Hover the hips. We press it up and lift, lower to hover. Lift it up. Bend the elbows to come down and hover. So it's this nice tiny isolation work for the triceps that you will feel pretty instantly. So it's that tiny bend and full extension. You're also getting a little bit of that bridge action, that hip thrust. Let's get 4. Come down. Last 3. Press through the arms. Bend the elbows. Last 2. and 1. Slowly come down. We're going to switch sides now for our side body work. So you can come onto your mat this time on the left side. So we'll extend that left arm underneath you all the way. You can rest your forehead down so that you're completely side lying all the way down, stacking shoulders, stacking hips. We're going to glue the legs together. So from the inner edges of the feet all the way up, zip those legs together. You can take your top arm out in front. We're going to lift and lower. Lift the legs together like a unit and lower. Take it up and down. Breathe and down. So we inhale as you come down and exhale to lift up. On the exertion, we got this for 8 and down. Here's 7, 6, find your breath, 5, 4. This practice is much about the breath as it is the work that will be an asset for calming your central nervous system. Last 2 and 1. Hold it up. Now just scissor the bottom leg up and up. Lift with the inner thighs. You got this for 8, 7, big toes touch, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release the legs down. We're going to bend the knees and press up into that half side plank position. So you have the wrists slightly forward of the shoulders. As we come up, we're opening into that clamshell position. So we lift it up, take that arm over and open the knee, sweep it down. Keep the inner edges of the feet glued together as you come up. So we're just working the outer hips, outer glutes. We got this. Lift it up. So really try to create some space between the underside of your body, so that bottom side and the mat. Here we go. Let's get 8, 7. You got it. 6. Here's 5, 4. I know you feel the glutes. 3. Here's 2. And 1. Feel that stretch just for a moment. Hold in that side plank position and gently lower down. We'll turn onto a seat once again, this time lowering all the way onto the back. Keep your knees bent, heels nice and close to the sitting bones. Simple bridge lifts coming up next with arms overhead. So as you lift the hips, take the arms overhead, curl the belly in and lower. Try to unite the arms and hips so that they're moving in the same rhythm. Lift it up. Hug the inner thighs together, inner knees together, and give that little bit of a curl, pubic bone toward the navel at the top. Feel that extra squeeze of the glutes, hugging to the midline. Lift it up and down. Last 8. Here's 7, 6. We got this. 5. Feel your legs. 4, 3. Here's 2 and 1. Hold that bridge position. Bring your arms straight up towards the ceiling, and we're going to march. So we'll take opposite knee and opposite arm. So opposite arm reaches overhead, knee marches to the palm. We march and march. So it's sort of like a dead bug position. We're reaching opposite arm overhead, but we're also lifting a knee in that bridge position. Keep the toes pointed if you can. We reach it back and together. Reach for 8, 7. Keep the hips lifted. Try not to twist the pelvis. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Let the hips come down. Bring your hands behind your head. We'll take the legs straight up towards the ceiling, point the toes, hug the inner thighs together. So we zip the legs together to start. Then I want you to draw the lower back into the mat, navel toward the spine. Lift the shoulders off the mat. Keep your head and neck neutral, so the chin is neutral. We're simply going to scissor the legs down and down. Alternating sides. You can add some tiny breaths through pursed lips. Keep the belly drawing down. You might pick up the pace a little bit. Feel that strength all the way through, top to bottom, core work here. You can keep the toes pointed. And then we'll lower the legs about to 45 degrees and take them side to side, horizontally out and in. Cross, cross, cross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower head and shoulders to the mat. You can hug your knees into chest. We have one more core exercise before we start to cool it down. I want you to bring the knees directly over the hips. So make sure your thighs are vertical. Knees are not too close in. They're pressing out so you feel the low belly engage. Drop the low spine into the mat. Feel the lower back kind of anchored down. Then we're going to take the hands behind the head once more. We're going to alternate between a bicycle crunch and heel tap. So it looks like this. We cross, elbow towards the opposite thigh, come through center, tap the heels, bring it back into position, cross, nice slow crunch here, heels tap. So we curl up and in, come back, tap the heels. Your belly is engaged the whole time, even just to keep the legs in this position. This is our last exercise before we come into some passive stretching. So enjoy it here. Tap the heels. We'll do one more time each side. Cross the body. You got it. Tap and through center. Last one. Lift up. Come back. Tap the heels and release. You can make circles with your knees here. Give the lower back a little bit of love. And then we'll do a quick stretch out before we send you on your way. You can take your left foot to the mat, extend your right leg up. Gentle hamstring stretch here, maybe pointing and flexing the foot. You can circle the ankle, just encouraging some blood flow here, maybe cycling the leg. Encouraging that hamstring to relax by engaging the quadricep. Keep your shoulders relaxed on the mat. Then we'll cross that right ankle over left knee. Hug the shape of your legs into your body. This should feel so good after that isolation work for the glutes. You can use your right elbow to encourage that right knee open, rocking side to side. Feel that nice deep stretch. You might move until you get it just right. And then we'll hug that right knee in, extend the left leg long. Send your right knee over to the left, gaze to the right, spinal twist. Letting this be a passive twist. Really just release the weight of your top leg to the ground, to gravity. And then slowly coming back through center, step your right foot down. Take your left leg straight up. Again, flexing the left quad to signal the release of the left hamstring. You can flex and point the toe, circle the ankle here, whatever feels good. Maybe cycle the leg a little bit. And just releasing any tension in the hips, knees, ankles. And then we'll cross left knee over right. Definitely feeling a little tighter in the left side here. Take your left elbow, press that left knee open. Gently rock side to side. You might gently start to close your eyes, move inward, and just acknowledge, honor any energetic shifts that are occurring. Any change you feel in your mental current, your emotional current, as well as the physical. And we'll hug that left knee in, right leg long, take the left knee over to the right, gaze to the left, spinal twist. Again, you might keep those eyes gently closed if that feels good. Or at least let the eyelids be soft, relaxing all the muscles in the face, the jaw, the forehead. And as you come through center, we will switch onto the belly for a moment. Bring the forearms down to the mat. Extend your legs nice and long. Press down with your palms and drag energetically back so you feel this opening across the front line of the body, all that core work. Now we are creating some expansion, the counter pose, kind of the equal and opposite action so that we have as much strength as length in the abdominal wall in the front body. And then from here, take your left arm under right, thread the arm, just rest your forehead or your ear to the mat. Feel the tricep stretch. Continue swaying the hips side to side as it feels good. And then switch sides, thread the right arm under, let your head be heavy. Just creating a little bit of pressure to stretch the outer arm, the tricep, the shoulder. And we'll slowly come back through center. Spider your fingers a little bit wider than your shoulders here. Elbows tip up. Cobra pose will lift very gently up here, allowing the hips to be suspended and sway. Really stretch back through the legs. And then slowly come down, bring your hands under your shoulders, come to tabletop position. Swaying the hips as you go, just allowing your body to flow as best as it feels. Start to cross at the ankles, come into a nice seated position, side bend. Take your left arm out long, right arm up and overhead. Allow the head to be heavy, releasing any tension from the neck and shoulders, maybe letting that opposite arm rest or take a heel to the opposite hip crease. Switching sides now, reach up and over with the left arm. Again, same options available here. Anything to really promote that relaxation in the neck and shoulders. Coming up through center. Spider your fingers behind you, press down to lift up through the heart without flaring the ribs. So really think about stretching the bones of the spine up to create more space. Maybe take the head slightly back. And then walk the hands forward, pillow your hands, fold gently for a breath. Feel the stretch in the back body now. And just deepening the awareness of where you feel the work from today's practice. And we'll slowly rise up. This is where we close our time together. I encourage you, if you have more time, to continue to stretch it out. But I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for showing up during this sacred time, during your flow days and your bleed, this time of greater connection throughout your brain and body. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here with you. So thank you for letting your body be moved.